We're going to take a couple minutes here. Beefy strawberry needs to get cleaned up, but it worked out. I TIG welded that. It looks more like a Hershey Kiss, but it's effective. I double layered the weld so he has no problems with it. And then I reconfigured the chain. We had a problem. And this is what I'm telling where the customers run into extra money, okay? So we need a seat. And this tire, I did buy another speed-rated tire. It's not here yet, Roger. I'm very sorry. But that tire's adding some wobble, especially when it does pick up some oomph. This is not the best time of the year when it's 30 degrees outside and 40 to break in an engine. You really can't rate the performance of it. But, Roger, if you don't get the top performance that you want, you can always go to a smaller sprocket. It's a simple switch, shortening the chain. Don't move anything that I have out of position due to that. That extra hole, you might have to move that back with the smaller sprocket. That's why that's there. No telling. But we need to put his rack on now that it's straightened out. The motor was just not in the position for performance. Now we're going to try some jetting and finalize his bike. That's what it takes. So there's a lot of effort that goes into the construction of my bikes, basically then slapping a motor on a Walmart frame and saying, here it is, kid. We don't do that here. So there's some aesthetics here that have to get cleared up. This tire is number one, because when this tire spins around with the engine on, I would fire it up. It runs fine. I just didn't bring my tripod out. It's a lazy day. When it's ready to go to Roger, probably sometime next week, late next week, he can figure on, we're going to get shipping prices and get it to him. And I'll have it together and I can give you the final, what it looks like. But this is the stage that it's in now. Okay, we welded that dog leg solid and it's pretty good. And something happened to the kill switch. Don't ask me what, don't ask me how, but the kill switch does not work. And that's dealing with this Chinese crap. So you guys that have other thoughts about what you want to build, just so you know, it's not going to turn out perfect in 10 minutes with a screwdriver, dad's rusty old tools, and a pliers. It just ain't going to happen. Safety is important when you have a bike. You don't want to hurt yourself. Okay, that's the number one thing today. Is medical care is not cheap, and nobody's going to support you in the future if you booger yourself up out there on the road. And it's why I tell everybody, I put my heart and my soul that you don't get hurt by my product. I'm not like an official manufacturer, but I want people safe, and I want them to know I did the best job I could do, and that I pay attention to detail. Like this tire, as I said, is not speed rated. The tire, it's not the rim. The tire is walking around, and it's adding some discomfort to the ride. So we're going to see what the new tire does when it comes, and then Roger, you can have your bike. And I will jet that carb. I'm interested, and I will ship Roger some jets. Roger, you can always have those jets. You can take them to a speed shop. I'm sure there's speed shops out there in Illinois, and somebody can drill your jets out. That's just the way it is. You know, it's your bike. The climate here, okay, the air is very thin, okay? We're at almost 5,000 feet above sea level here. This is one of the highest points in the United States where I live. So this bike, where it's running now, may not be appropriate when Roger gets it. And that's having a professional builder to guide you and advise you of those things. And that I will do. I will ship him some extra jets. There's going to be a little gift bag with the bike. Okay, Roger's going to spend money now. He wanted to send me money earlier. He wanted it. And he kind of conceded that I needed to do some things before I can give him his bike, which is make it run right, which it does now. Do you guys ever make stew, or if you're single like me, and you start putting something together and you're focusing on one thing and you skip in another end, you forget something? You know, like I usually, in my stews, I usually put mushroom in my stews the other day, and I made stew about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it was middle of January, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this doesn't taste right. What did I do? Well, I forgot the mushrooms, and my taste buds noticed it, but me doing it, I didn't notice it. So there you go. You can always miss something in a stew, and that's exactly what Uncle Dutch did with that engine, was I missed something. So now it runs, and it runs fairly strong, and it'll pick up more speed. And as I'm saying to Roger, it may not run the way you want it to run. You might have to play with jets. So then you're going to have to go online and search, you know, do you go to a larger jet where you live, or there's always climatology and speed-related information about the area that you live in. So you'll know whether to go to a larger jet, which that's going to have a 74 jet in it. It's going to have a fairly rich jet. And I actually need that here, which you may not need it there, okay? Because you might be far below 6,000 feet above sea level like we are here. Actually, I think it's 5,400, to tell you the truth, I think is the exact measurement. So that's our video. Not much, just pointing the camera at the bike, but I'm giving you people valuable information that you're not just going to build a bike and slap a motor on it. It just does not happen. Thanks.